I need to do this quest sometime, and I just, like, have not gotten around to it. like, I don't know. I guess I probably want to do it on stream, so I haven't bothered, but I'm doing main quests on stream, so I haven't bothered. Yeah. Alright, anyway. Hello, and welcome to Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn. I am DarcyBits. Last time we played, I had just done the naval confronting Titan after a long series of seemingly disconnected events. I'm still bitter about it, but that's okay. I actually did do a bonus stream since then where I did some fishing. You will see when we cut into the actual game my good new friend, the Gigantpole, which I'm very excited about. I feel very accomplished as a fisher. That is something that I'm sure a lot of people have never done. And this is what I got for the trouble. You can't even see them. Anyway. We have been, we defeated Titan, and now we are returning to the Waking Sands for our next mission. I don't really know what we're doing next. It's just like, which is pretty normal, right? It's like, hey, there's a lot of actual, like PCs here, but I don't see Tataru. Is Tataru not here? Everybody get off the table! What the heck? I'm trying to, like, look at main story stuff. Screw it. I always talk to Tataru when I get here, though. Wow, there's a lot of people in the way. It's all dark. Whoa! Is that guy dead? Holy crap! Am I clipping? I might be clipping. Ah! Okay. I don't think I can click on any of these people. No, that's Celine. That's what I summoned. That's not... Okay, I got excited for a moment. Is there anything to find? If this was any other Final Fantasy game, there'd be like a whole bunch of like secret things you could find out here. Maybe they would just be like a potion, but they'd still be like something. Look at me complaining about that when there's people dying. Alright, let's classic Final Fantasy player. Yeah, everyone's unconscious, but like, can I find a hidden potion somewhere? Good job, Darcy. Nothing over here. Okay. I wonder what happened if I just left. Would it let me? Oh. Nope, that's my map. Alright. Oh, I have the quest prompt of search for survivors. I didn't see that pop up. Neuraxia. Is Neuraxia the only survivor? Wait, does that mean those were they were actually dead and not just unconscious? Oh my. I'm gonna cough real quick. I need to cut this out. Yeah, I really apologize. I don't have a quick way of muting my mic. I really should set one up. Let's get that run in again. Okay, Neuraxia. Alright. This one is glad. Walking one is safe. My head hurts, I guess, probably. Yep, looks like it.
We'll be awaiting your return at the Waking Sands. There is much to discuss. Godspeed.
Am I being shared a memory from Neuraxia?
Thank heaven she is safe. Louis Soir, do you see? Your light shines brightly in this one, and in time, it will illuminate the realm once more. Oh!
Advance no further!
Oh, hello. I think we've seen her before. She looks familiar.
We have come for the one who slayed Ifrit and Titan.
Hey, that's me. I did that.
Bring her forth, and you may yet know mercy.
It's Tataru! Oh, if you heard Tataru. I mean, I didn't see her body. I don't think I saw Tataru's body.
Confound it. Stay out of sight. I would leave a message with you.
Okay. Is this the message?
I surrender myself, on the condition you spare the innocents.
Conditions? There speaks the Supreme Scion. I'll grant you have courage, but you would be better served by armor.
Yeah, where's some armor, Amelia? Seriously. She's not wrong.
Search all you will. The one you seek is not here.
Or maybe she doesn't need armor. Alright, cool.
So it would seem.
And yet you knew to look here. But how?
Hold that thought.
Anorexia, you're supposed to stay out of sight. Oh! Sorry, Anorexia, that was like really funny. It's like that's such a good kick.
Denied.
Oh, condition of surrender denied. Oh, you're a good villain. I like you. Every other like villain character we've seen so far has been so boring. To be fair, they've just stood and been like, I'm watching from the shadows and here's my monologue about stuff. We're actually seeing this person talk to characters we know, so it's like significantly better. But still like really cool villain. Oh, that guy got down. Wait, Tataru's being let out? Wait.
Have you not done enough?
Wait. So, did they get abducted? Because people are being killed. You can literally still hear it, which is a little upsetting. But those people got walked out, right? I wonder if they're going to explain that.
Perhaps. Enough. We must away.
Why don't you kill her?
Though we have not found our quarry, the High Priestess of the Scions should suffice for now.
Okay. So they actually do want her as, like, alive for some reason. And I guess presumably they also want Tataru alive for some reason. There was also, like, some other guy that apparently has been named, and I don't remember. He was completely forgettable. I did recognize him, however.
They say she also possesses the echo. I cannot wait to hear her scream. I said enough.
I killed my ally. That's how you know I'm evil.
We leave. Bring the prisoners.
Yeah, like, who's a prisoner and who is killed feels really arbitrary right now. Cool cutscene, though. I feel like there hasn't been anything even similar to that so far in the game. Walking one, Minfilia has this one to... In case Walking One returned, this one was to say, at church in Eastern Thanalan, Walking One must claim sanctuary. This one tried to protect Walking One Minfilia from Imperial ones. Forgive this one. Save. Bleh. Wow, I'm so low in the shot. What the heck? It's not even due to model, considering, like, I'm actually taller than most things. If anything, I should be accidentally out of the shot from, like, too high up. That was a weird shot. What was up with that? I want to see that with, like a Lalafell. I gotta watch this again as a Lalafell, because I'm really curious if they even did see you. Usually the camera does move with your head, don't get me wrong, but you were really out of frame. Okay, I guess we should go to the Church of Saint Adama Lindama. I can't jump this table, apparently. Alright. Anything here? What is this? Oh, it's a person. I'm sorry. I feel really bad. Alright. Oh, well then. That happened. If I leave and come back, do you think it'll be, like, perfect again? I have to check, right? Cool. Okay. People are dead. I did see Tataru in the back of that shot. I don't know if that was clear to everyone else, but I noticed it. So. She should be alive. She should be a prisoner. Oh, hello. Other characters completely breaking the tone. Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that she was gone. Tataru sits right here. And I said there was a bunch of PCs. Alright. Well, I don't know where I'm going right now. Alright. Wow, everything feels so somber suddenly. Yeah. They did this thing, though, right? Like, I don't know. Maybe someone important has died, but I feel like probably it's like, we wanted to feel like a big deal, so a bunch of people died, but none of them, like, had names, so, you know, whatever. Which is kind of, I don't know, it's not that I want people with names to die, but also it kind of undercuts what happened there. They could have just taken everyone prisoner, right? Oh, is that a person that I should be wary of? Is that an enemy? No, it's a PC. Okay, cool. They're just wearing black and red, and I wasn't sure. But you know what I'm saying, right? Like, if everyone had just been taken captive, then I would still be like, whoa, I'm concerned about them. I want to go save them. But since, like, everyone without a name died, and everyone who does have a name was captured, it just feels like, oh, no one actually died. You just want me to feel like people died. And there's a bunch of throwaway characters in this game. You could have had a named character who died, and I would have been like, whoa, they killed a named character. You know, maybe I'm speaking too soon, because honestly, they might have killed a main character. They're very forgettable. But yeah, like, I think there was a guy that we had to talk to for a quest who did die. I think that's true. I think I saw their body. Still, you know, no one I really... They didn't, like, draw attention to it. They were like, whoa, it's that guy. Remember that named character? They're dead now, right? And maybe it's cool they didn't draw attention to it, but I couldn't even, like, inspect the bodies and be like, oh no, it's Rakan or whatever. I don't know if Rakan's a person. I just made that up. Is something troubling you, my child? You have the look of one who has endured great suffering. Is there anything I can do to help? Anything at all? You need only ask. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. Can I move this, actually? That's fine. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. Curse my enemies, Father. Call down divine vengeance upon those who butchered my friends. The wild roses are dead, Father. I know not what to do. What? I wasn't, like, given a passphrase or anything. I want to ask all of these and see if the response is different. The wild roses are dead, Father, and I know not what to do. The wild roses? I see. You may speak freely here. We are friends of the Scions. I'm sorry, is the wild roses supposed to be like a passphrase that I knew about? Because I don't remember anyone telling me about that. That's not something I remember happening in this game. Complete. Let me explain the situation to you. Thank you for explaining the situation to me. How could this have happened? And you are certain that Minfilia was among those taken by the Garleans? Let us pray no further harm comes to them. You may stay here for as long as you wish. It is the least I can do for a friend of Minfilia's. I have known her since she was but a child. Well, I do recall the day of our first meeting. Well do I recall the day of our first meeting. I swore then to do everything in my power to support her. The day you first met? Wow. And I would gladly offer the self-same service to her brother and sister Scions. So please, no matter what you require, you need not hesitate to ask. What's your name? I mean, I can see it because it's a video game, but you haven't told me it. I guess there was that little, like, spot where we exchanged pleasantries in silence, that maybe we said it then. I don't know. Marquise, would you come here for a moment? Maybe Marquet, I don't know. Yes, Father. I'm making up a voice before I can see them, because that's the way we do things in these kind of games. If you require assistance, pray speak with Marquise. He is a trifle shy, but I assure you, he means well. I should explain. Marquise is a survivor of the Battle of Cotonou. Alas, his experience took a terrible toll upon his mind. Had we not taken him into our care, he would surely have perished in the desert. Marquise, I want you to look after Darcy. Do you understand? Yes, Father. Ding! And now Iliad has a completely unrelated side quest. The ache you carry cannot have escaped Father Iliad's sharp eyes. He makes no note of it. Yet he makes no note. I'm actually kind of curious what this is. This might actually be, like... I think this might be a quest that's related to what's happening, even though it is not, like, part of the main quest. So I'm kind of curious. Death begets death, especially in those places where privation is the sovereign. A course left unburdened is as a rich field to Vilekin, where they where they may sow pestilence and water it with their miasma. Wow, it is hard to read this guy's dialogue. Nowhere is the rule of privation so apparent as in lost hope. A man may die upon the roadside there and go unclaimed, for no ties bind these unhappy folk together, except a common misfortune, their homelands are no more. But as long as they live, some hope remains, and so we must thwart pestilence, ere it begets. Will you deliver this repellent to that den of sorrow? I probably won't, but I wanted to hear what you had to say anyway. I'm actually really interested in this whole, like, church thing, because we haven't really talked much about the religion. Like, there's been a couple of mentions here and there in that, like, wow, this place is getting packed. There are a series of set gods, and they get mentioned every once in a while in, like, idioms, but I feel like I haven't heard anyone really talk about, like, what organized religion looks like in this world, and they're just like, I just go to a church. You know what a church is like. It's like that. It's like a church. And I'm like, okay, sure. Still kind of weird you're not going to establish, like, what it is in this setting, like, what that looks like, other than, like, literally what it looks like, because I'm here. Anyway, let's talk to Marquise. Marquise has a personal request to make of you. A personal request? I thought I was asking you for help. What the heck? Why do people always do this? Excuse me, Darcy. Do you have a moment? It concerns this broken horologe. I'm sorry, I don't know that word. Can you... What? Horologe. 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 Which was found in the pocket of a man brought here for burial. There is something familiar about it, but just what I cannot say. Perhaps if I tinker with the device, it will come to me. However, I lack the proper tools to do so. I would ask that you journey to Camp Drybone in my stead to obtain the bull-point chisel and pair of needle-nose pincers. They are often unused by goldsmiths, so perhaps they would be best people to ask. Of course, I do not expect you to foot the bill. Here, take this coin purse. That should cover it. Okay, so there's like two things wrong with this, right? First of all, like this feels exactly as much like a side quest as the actual side quest. There's like 4 side quests in here, and this quest like doesn't feel any different contextually. And obviously I've talked about this a bunch. This is like a problem with a Realm Reborn, period. We've established this. But additionally, what if I was a goldsmith? If I was a goldsmith, would I be like, oh yeah, it's fine, just like borrow mine for a bit, right? Because the goldsmith is a class you can play in this game. And now, like legitimately, if it actually did, if that was an option, I'm gonna look it up on the wiki afterwards. But I assume, maybe incorrectly, that if I was a goldsmith, this quest would be the same. I'd still go and fetch the tools and come back. Maybe not. Maybe I'd skip a step. That'd be cool. I'd be into that. Still, weird. Dang it. There they are. It's a traveling goldsmith. A ballpoint chisel, you say? And a pair of needle-nose pincers? Those things don't come cheap, you know. I have a weighty coin purse. A small yet heavy leather sack containing, presumably, roughly the amount of gil needed to purchase the tools requested by Marquise. Any surplus coin could be considered commission owed to whichever party in the transaction is bright enough to claim it as their own. That's very funny. I enjoy that item description. Tall's balls! I mean, yes, that should be sufficient payment. Nice doing business with you. Turns out they were the wily enough party to claim the extra. Alright, heading back, because that's what quests are in this game. Oh, hi, I didn't mean to come in here. I'm gonna leave. Alright, back on my horse. Tall's balls. It's really good. I don't think I've heard... I have really enjoyed the idioms in the in-world idioms. They've been pretty good so far. I have not heard Talos Balls before. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. But, like, I guess there's actually, like, 3 things wrong. The third thing is, weren't we going here because we're like, hey, we needed to find something? Like, what is my character thinking? As my character... There's even more quests around here, wow. Is my character actually going, oh, hey... I'm gonna get off before I walk into their church. That seems the polite thing to do. Is my character actually like, I came here looking for something. I don't know what it is yet. Sure, I'll go run your errands. I mean, yeah, it's gonna result in the thing I'm here for, but I don't know. It always seems like a really weird choice as a pacing mechanic. Because, like, why am I leaving? I came here for a reason. I mean, I don't know what the reason is, but... Have you brought the tools I requested? A bullpoint chisel. Unlike carpenter's chisels, which have flat heads, the bullpoint chisel has a pointed one and is used by expert goldsmiths to perforate soft metals. Needle nose pincers. This tool is oft employed by goldsmiths or clockwork engineers to seize and manipulate minuscule pieces of wire. Cutscene. Something occurs to me. Please, wait here for a moment. It was for naught. Though I repaired the device easily, this sensation that stirs within me remains a mystery. But now, how did I do it? What? But how? But how did I do it? What does that mean? Did you forget how you fixed it? These hands, my hands, they moved with a mind of their own, deftly manipulating the clockwork mechanism. Did you not know you were able to fix it when you decided to fix it? There was no doubt or uncertainty. I knew exactly what to do, as though I had performed the same motions countless times before. Pardon me, Darcy. This was a mistake. Please, give the horologe to Sister Elund. The man who once owned it is currently in her care, and I think it is best that it be returned to him. Okay, you know what? I'm curious where this goes. Sure. Elund. Or Eluned, maybe? Good evening to you, madam. Have you come to pay your respects to this man? I have a box. Repaired horologe. By some manner of clockwork wizardry, this strange contraption can precisely measure and follow the 24 bells in a single turn of the sun. Oh, it's a clock. Wait, we have the word clockwork. Why isn't this a clock? Are clocks named after clockwork? Or is clockwork named after clocks? I'm legitimately not sure now. Because this happens all the time in language, right? Where you'll have a word like, let's say, I don't know, automobile, right? Automobile. It moves on its own. But some people just call it an auto. Now, usually people call them cars, so it's not a great example, but you see what I'm saying, right? So it could easily be that, like, what we think of as clocks are like, oh yeah, those are chronological clocks. Yeah. They're clockwork devices that tell time. And we just call them clocks because they're, like, the only clockwork device that really, like, survived to modern day usage. I'm fascinated by this, but I'm not going to look it up in the middle of the stream. Please look it up if you're interested. I'd love to hear it. Tell it to me in chat. Never before have I seen such a queer device. You say that it measures the passing of time. Do we not have clocks? Okay. That guy just drove in on a motorcycle. So, I mean... Mayhap they are more common in Garlemald. I am given to understand that the cities are filled with all manner of amazing technologies. Marquise said that it belonged to the deceased. Oh dear. You don't suppose that the owner might have been Garleum's spy? Might behoove us to notify the authorities in Camp Drybone. But, mayhap more importantly, how did Marquise manage to repair this device? I knew he had talent for the trades, but this goes far beyond mending fences and thatching roofs. Cool. Alright, so yeah, the implication is this person that, for no good reason, has been assigned to, like, take care of us in our time of, like, visiting the church. Just so happens that this amnesiac was originally Garleum. That's the implication to me, at least. I'm into that. Oh, right, I have to talk to you again. That's how quests work in this game. Sister Eluned is staring at you with great sadness in her eyes. Sorry, I thought you wanted me to go to Camp Drybone. I almost just, like, left. I recognize you now, Darcy. Allow me to express my deepest condolences for those who lost their lives in the attack. Wait, you know about that? I didn't think people knew about that. It just happened. I thought you were going to be like, oh, I recognize you. You're a hero of the realm. But no, it's... okay. Someone's gossiping about a bunch of people being murdered before we actually know anything. We want to keep that out of the press. It's not a... that's not an open case yet. A closed case. You know what I'm saying? What am I talking about? I apologize if discussing this upsets you, but you should know that the bodies of your comrades are presently being removed from the Waking Sands and prepared for transport here. Oh, okay, cool. I like that, actually. I don't really know how the message got to them. Like, I showed up being like, hey, everyone died, and I guess he told everybody. Like, oh yeah, I mean, Philly is my friend. I will definitely get all those bodies. We'll move them to the graveyard. Thumbs up. That makes sense. That totally is reasonable. But it also means when I show up, it'll be justified that the bodies are gone. Because they're going to be, right? Like, it's a video game. So, cool. I'm into that. Cool, cool. If you wish to leave this work to others, I understand. However, taking part might help you find closure. Never mind, I spoke too soon. They're going to make me go do it. Alright, cool. I thought I was supposed to go to Camp Drybone and tell them that there was a spy. But nope. I'm supposed to go back to the Waking Sands, apparently. Okay. Onto a boat we go back to the Waking Sands after leaving them for kind of no reason at all. I mean, really, right? Like, there wasn't actually a good reason why we left. Yes, we needed to tell those people. Could we have done that some other way, or maybe done it via, like, a cut to? Probably, right? That could have been one extended cutscene where we cut to the place, had a cutscene there, cut back again, and just picked up here. Totally could have done that. I don't know if that's within precedent for the game, but, like, you coulda done that. Heading back to the Waking Sands. Actually, no, we're talking to a person outside the Waking Sands. Ah, the Vesper Bay shopkeep. Yeah, you don't look like one of them church fellas. Not that I'll turn you away, no sir. As you can see, we've got a pile of unidentified bodies over yonder. No one's come to claim them, so off to the lich yard they go. Excuse me, the lich yard? This is the first time hearing about that. That sounds awesome. Be thankful you didn't have to go inside and see the carnage for yourself. 'Twas the stuff of nightmares, I tell you. God's damned imperial I don't know how to make a spit noise, apparently, without, spitting. I don't know what quarrel they had with these folks, and I sure as hell don't want to know. The sooner we put this behind us, the better. Say, ain't I seen you around here afore? Or do you just have one of them faces? Ah, never mind. Any road, there's a carriage come to haul the bodies to the lich yard out by the east gate. There's only 8 left to load up, but seeing as I'm exhausted from carrying all the others, I'm a mind to leave the remainder to you. Might want to cover your nose while you work. Some of these folks starting to turn. I imagine, Oh, hello. They're just right there. Okay then. Are you PCs? There are other people doing this part of the mission, I guess. Interesting. They just happen to be here at the same time. I'm just carrying 4 bodies, by the way, just casually. Oh, there's an airship here. Or no, there's a carriage? Is it an air... What the... I guess it's just to, like... Oh, it's a carriage without wheels. Oh, I actually really like this design. Right? It's just, like, at a neutral buoyancy. Oh, that's rad. That's, like, actually really cool. I mean, we're gonna add a bunch of weight to it, so it would have to be, like, higher up and then, you know, drop down again a little bit, or have some magic that counters that the weight. I don't know. Disconcerted coachman. Do you not do this usually? What happened to that big fella? Ah, forget it. Just bring the next batch and toss them into the back. Ain't like they'll complain if you're rough. Ooh. Scion corpse. How you were able to fit this stiff scion of the 7th Dawn corpse into your bag is a mystery best left unsolved. Lampshade it. Well, ain't you a strong one? 4 in one trip. Reckon there's no need for me to lend you a hand with the rest of them, then. Wait, do I actually just have to go back for another 4? I mean, okay, cool, but, like, why is this in the game? Anyway. Oh, a fallen sylph? Wait, how many... Was there multiple sylphs there? Or did Neuraxia die? Neuraxia died, right? Yeah, Neuraxia is dead. Okay. You know, I just had that whole thing about, like, ranting about, like, no one of importance dying. Neuraxia died in that scene. And now I'm carrying her body. That's, like, you know, that's a pretty brave decision. I respect that. Come on, come on. Let's finish this before I die of old age. Wow. Have a little respect, man. Oh, wow, it's a separate item. Neuraxia's corpse. The sylph's peaceful expression bellies the fact she no longer lives. Wasn't she wearing a mask? I don't think I've ever seen her face. What are you talking about? Did I take her mask off and actually look at her face? Huh. That should be all of them. Thanks for the help. Reckon it won't take too long to deliver all the corpses to the Lich Yard. Even so, you might want to hurry back and tell them that our work here is done. That had no purpose. I didn't need to do any of that. I don't know. I don't really mind this. There's I think there legitimately is something to be said for the space for grieving, right? And even though I'm not really grieving because I'm not super attached to any of the characters who died, sorry, Anorexia, they're giving space to imagine that my character might be grieving, I guess. And that has more value than I think I'm giving it credit for. So that's kind of cool, I guess, maybe. They could have had a better way of doing it. Like, maybe someone else had carted them over, and I just had to, like, bury them. And that would still give me that, like, closure of burying a friend without me having to teleport multiple times and take a boat. I teleported 2 times and rode a boat. Like... yeah. See that you decided to heed my advice. I pray that in doing so, you found some small measure of peace. The first carriage from Vesper Bay arrived not long ago, and we have begun preparing your comrades for burial. I had a hand in the initial rites, and I would like you to know that, for many, death came quickly. Rest assured, we will treat them with the utmost respect, and do everything we can to shepherd them to Thal's realm. I was Tal like the Lord of Death? I wonder if I can read up on the gods in, like, obviously I can't on, like, wikis and stuff, right? And there was a great description of them during character creation, because you chose a god to be, like, following. But I wonder if there's just, like, any in-game, like, in-menu lore dumps. I would be into that. I enjoy a journal that updates with lore as you discover it. Will I ever read it? Probably not, but I like that it's there. It feels like a good thing to include in a game. Anyway. Sister Alunid wishes to discuss one of the scions who perished in the Waking Sands. And you're going to give me either a linen bandana for this, which looks like it's covered in blood. Good, that feels appropriate. Some spectacles, which I think I'm currently wearing, honestly. And money! Alright. Cut all that. Although we can perform rites for most of the scions, there's one whom we cannot accept. We would like you to return this one to her people, the Sylphs of Little Souls. You know, I could have just done that in the first place. It's not like I wouldn't have known that the Sylphs would have different burial rites. Like, this game. It is only proper that she be given into the care of her friends and family, so that they may mourn her in accordance with Sylphic traditions. See, that's how they should have done it, right? They should have had it be like, you go into the place, you talk about stuff, they're like, oh, we'll send someone to get the bodies. We maybe, like, have a, like, fade out, fade back in cutscene. It's, like, narratively the next day or something, so that time doesn't have to actually change, because I know that they want to keep time consistent across all players, which, you know, that's cute. I get it, it's an MMO. You can get a Coral in this game? Dang, I have to look up how you can do that. That's cool. I didn't know that that was available as a mount. Sorry, distracted from my point. So they fade out on that, you fade back, everyone's here, they say, hey, for closure, would you help us bury them? You do the exact same thing where you have to, like, interact with all 8 bodies, except for when you get to the last one, they say, oh, wait, we shouldn't bury her. You should take her back. And then I wasn't the one who loaded her onto the cart, so I'm not responsible for bringing her here, even though she never should have come here in the first place. And then I still get to go take her back to her people. Boom! Patch it in. There we go. This one is surprised to see Walking One in Little Solace. How can these ones assist Walking One? I have bad news. Neuraxia? But this one does not understand. Camuxio. Oh, this is Frixia. Camuxio, this one has heard much wailing. This one would know what has caused such distress. Terrible news, Elder One. Awful news. Walking One has returned to Little Solace, but why? These ones have not requested further aid. Ha 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 ha. Neuraxia, how did this happen? Explain everything to this one at once. And I explain everything that happened. So, not only Neuraxia, but many of Walking One's friends were lost as well. Oh, Neuraxia. Neuraxia went to Tanalan at the behest of this one. Walking One was with Neuraxia at the end. Tell this one that Neuraxia was brave. Tell this one that Neuraxia did not suffer. I think she probably suffered, but she was also brave, if that's any consolation. Nod. This one is glad to hear Walking One's words. That's the problem with a silent protagonist. tell me everything was okay. A single nod. Thank you so much. That fills me with like, good job, everybody. This one is gladdened to hear Walking One's words. Thank you for bringing Neuraxia home, Walking One. These ones also wish to thank Praying Ones. Tell Praying Ones these ones will remember their kindness. This one demands vengeance. Imperial ones must pay. Imperial ones must suffer. When the time comes for walking ones to face Imperial ones, do not forget these ones. These ones would not have Noraxia's death be for naught. These ones will fight. I mean, you getting revenge on them does not mean they didn't die in vain, right? They could still have died vainly. Like, vengeance does not justify a death, I guess is what I'm saying. Okay, bye! We want to thank you for your service to the church and to the sylphs. You may be pleased to know that in your absence, we interred the remaining scions in the Lich Yard. See, I actually think that would have been a much more, useful closure moment, would be burying them, than putting them in a wagon. Maybe I'm wrong. Perhaps you still wish to do more for your friends. If so, I would remind you that you have already done so much on their behalf. Please, take a rest. Set aside your burdens for now, Darcy. Give me money. Yeah. So, I wonder why we were sent here, right? I assume we're gonna find some, big, important thing that Minfilia knew we would find if we came here. But so far, they're treating it like, oh yeah, tell Darcy to come to go to this church because we're all gonna be dead and we need her to help us bury them, right? And that's the way, everyone around me is treating it, but I don't feel like that's how it was conveyed to me. So as a character, why am I treating it that way? I still think that I'm supposed to be, finding some secret passage or something. Maybe that's me because I am a consumer of media, and not my character because my character is like, this is real life, what are you talking about? There's no secret passage. I mean, I still think there's a secret passage, though. Marquise believes he is being watched. Oh, so is this, actually a reason we were sent here? Or is this, you need to go there because something incidental is going to happen? Not that Minfilia knew that, but it is, so maybe be there. I hope that's not it. I have hope that that's not it, I guess, is what I mean. I think it's actually... I'm criticizing a thing that I don't actually think is going to happen, so never mind. I'm not imagining it, Darcy. I know I'm being watched. I don't remember what voice I used for you. It was sort of Spanish. This is different, sinister. It is as if I'm under observation. The feeling comes and goes, but I felt it when I ventured outside. Yes, I know, I felt it. Will you look outside for me, please? It will only take a moment. You know, I don't know, somehow that made it a little bit better. This is pointless. I know this is pointless. It's always pointless, every time. But at least he said it'll only take a moment. Please, humor me. I appreciate that. Maybe I shouldn't, but I do. Hey, it's a destination. What drew me to this spot? In game, or out of game, it was this purple glowy thing. But in game, why did I come to look at this? I guess presumably the idea is I looked at everything, and when I walked by this, I happened to notice something. But I don't know, it's weird. I'm being watched. I don't know. There's something to be said for when you do this game. Right, what am I saying? Sorry. Let me try that again. It would have been interesting if I walked by it, and when I walked at that spot, and I still walked at the spot because, the game told me to, but when I walked on that little patch of ground, they jumped out and attacked, instead of having me, activate it. That would have been kind of cool. You were attacked, weren't you? Are you unharmed? Thank the gods. What if I was harmed? I mean, I could heal myself, so it's irrelevant, but, what if I was harmed, right? I probably was harmed, honestly, because that's how damage works, and, Anyway. I knew it. I knew he was watching me. But why was he watching me? What did he want with me? Did he perhaps know something of my past? If only I could have asked him. I need to think. Please allow me a moment alone. Wait. Father Illid must hear of this. Will you tell him for me? It's important. I think others may come for me again. I was wondering if he was going to send me on a quest. Because he's like, give me a moment alone. And I'm sitting here being like, I'm going to talk to you as soon as this conversation's done. And it's going to be very funny that no time has passed. But you're like, thank you for that moment alone. But no, they're going to make me walk 2 feet to the side. Yeah. There's so many people in here. Dang it. Heavens forfend. That such a thing should happen on holy ground. Do you have any idea who this man was? Did you notice anything distinctive about his garb or possessions? Yes, I did. In fact, apparently I picked up this Imperial short sword. I didn't know I did that, but apparently I did that. A standard issue blade for all Garlean infantry. I could have just told you that he was Garlean. Like, it was very obvious from his dress. This is Garlean steel. Like, me saying, hey, he was dressed like a Garlean, like, Imperial stooge would have been more effective than being like, check out this sword, do you recognize it? Because, like, why would this guy recognize it? Weird. Which means the man who was watching Marquise was... Make haste to Camp Drybone at once. We must summon the immortal flames before before more Imperials come. This quest is called Eyes on Me? You jerks! You absolute total jerks! If you're gonna make a reference, make it like a cool reference. I mean, sorry, it is a cool reference. Make the thing that is referencing it cool, is what I mean. You absolute jerks. You waste that name on this absolutely garbage side quest of a main quest. Ugh. Mad at you. Oh, Alphadad? Right, you weren't with them. You left the Scions.
I fondly hoped that I might be the first to speak with you. Would that I had been so fortunate. At ease, adventurer. I come not on behalf of the Empire. On the contrary, I mean to revive the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
Do you mean that, like, metaphorically, or are you gonna, like, revive them? Because, like, I have resurrection magic. I'm not allowed to use it, because it's a video game, but, you know, like, I have it.
And to that end, I have come in search of a legend. The greatest engineer of our time, Master
it Sid?
Garland. I have come for you.
Oh, okay. That was a pretty good reveal, actually. That was actually pretty good. Okay. Okay, I like it. Yeah. Yeah, okay. He looks like a Sid,
you are
too.
mistaken, child. He is but a poor soul who bore witness to the horrors at Cartano. I beg of you, leave us in peace.
Wait,
I think I did their two voices pretty okay, honestly, without having heard them first.
Hear me, Sid. Eorzea needs you.
Weird that you showed up when you did. Like, he was being watched, but not by this guy. This guy just showed up after we found out he was being watched by someone completely different. Oh, hello.
Sid, was it? Here, these belong to you. I thought you bore the mark of greatness. It seems that I was right.
I feel like his voice got raspier between scene cuts.
Our time together was all too brief, but it felt as though my son had returned to me. You have brought joy to an old man's life.
Yeah, this guy's voice is all over the place. It's like when I voice a character. Heyo.
But it is time for you to help those who truly need you.
Who are you? Alphino Leveilleur, at your service. As a scion of the Seventh Dawn, I stand against our primal and imperial foes, as my grandfather once did. 'Tis no secret what befell our order at the Waking Sands. Word has already spread across Eorzea.
That's fast. I gotta be honest. That's like really fast.
The repercussions are far greater than you realize. In the wake of the calamity, the 3 city-states focused their efforts solely on reconstruction.
True.
Leaving the Scions to combat the primal threat unaided. And lo, we are all but destroyed. Yet even as the nations mourn our demise and abandon what little hope they have left, we cannot forsake our duty, now least of all. The Ixal have summoned Garuda once more, and she torments the people of Kurthus as we speak.
Okay, defeating the primals is like a big deal and everything. But, like, the story was actually getting somewhere interesting, and now you're just like, go kill this boss for us. It's like kind of a side quest. Like, it's not a side quest, right? There's all these side quests that I'm harping on that are like, go deliver tools to somebody. Cool. Those are side quests. This is not a side quest, but it's also like not, like, it's important. It's the fate of the world. I get that, but we were finally getting to like some actually really interesting like top level plot stuff. And instead of engaging with us, you're like, there's also this other threat you have to deal with instead. Do that and then we'll tell you the rest of the actual top level plot stuff. And it's like, I guess.
Her appetite for destruction far exceeds that of other primals. Worse, in her present incarnation, our Baldessian colleagues believe she surpasses both Ifrit and Titan in strength. Yet, therein lies an opportunity. Were we somehow to defeat Garuda, it would serve as a warning to the other beast tribes that even their mightiest gods can be felled. If we are to face our foe, we must first circumvent the tempest that shields her sanctuary.
Let's just go kill her. No. Why? Why does it always need to be some, like, 18-part side quest to be able to actually do the fight? I'm, like, tired already just thinking about it.
And for that, we need an airship. Your airship, Sid.
You know, maybe they're not. Maybe we're just gonna fly over the shield. I don't know. Maybe I spoke too soon. But if I did speak too soon, it's because this game has taught me to.
I have an airship?
Yes, Sid, you do. Your very own airship. It was last seen in the skies over Gridania, not long before the calamity. So let us begin our search there.
Don't we know where it is? Or is this not the tiny Bronco? So for those just, tuning in now, which honestly might not be a bad idea, this is kind of like the first interesting story beat that we've seen. But the things you don't know are that previously we found Biggs and Wedge, 2 Garlean engineers who are not actually part of the Empire or the Imperials, the like big evil nation, because it's a video game. They just like come from the same lands that place is now like has control over, that faction, and they have fled with Sid as the like oh, Sid was amazing and taught us everything we know, but we don't know where he is anymore. He's probably dead, right? And so we're finally meeting Sid. Apparently he, like, got separated and lost his memory during this, like, historical war that happened, like, 5 years ago. So that's who this is, and we're meeting them. And now, now we've got the, like, greatest engineer ever. As long as we can get Biggs and Wedge, which I don't actually know where Biggs and Wedge are. They probably got escorted out when everybody got captured. Everyone, like, all the, like, important characters got captured and all the non-important characters died. They probably got captured with them. But I don't know. Maybe they, like, weren't there that day, because they're not really part of the Scions. They just were, like, working for the Scions, so that's possible. I don't know.
An airship? My airship? Oh, wait.
Oh, cool. Fix the amnesias. That simple. Nice. I didn't see that coming.
Come, let us put an end to the primals. Together, we will show the world that the Scions are still a force to be reckoned with.
Why did they do that? I mean, there was a slight scene transition. I don't think it's, like, a super fast change, but just, like, I guess he had a box with clothes in it this whole time, because that was the box that the, like, priest gave him at the beginning of this scene, or the middle or whatever. So he had these clothes, he just, like, chose not to wear them for the past 5 years or whatever, I guess. And now he's like, oh wait, I'm Sid. That reminds me, I'm gonna put these clothes on now. I just didn't expect that. Also, I think it's a very silly outfit. I mean, you know, we have Alpha Nod here, so we can't really talk too much about silly outfits. But, you know, this Final Fantasy game after all. It's funny, he was wearing the goggles the whole time, though, right? He doesn't remember being an engineer, but he never took his goggles off, or has been continuing to put them on daily for 5 years. Like... Put a jacket on. Just put, like, a leather jacket on over top and you'll look fine. But you look really silly right now.
They need my airship. They need me.
Okay. I mean, okay, so we're gonna go fight Garuda, and we need the airship to do that. Cool, there's, like, a slight tie-in of what's going on, except for there's also kind of not. It's, like, weirdly coincidental that we ran into Sid, you know? Like, it's very possible Minfilia said, oh no, we're being attacked, you have to tell Darcy to go to this church because Sid's there. And I know Sid's there because I'm Minfilia and I know everything. And I would buy that. I don't think that's actually too much of a stretch, to be entirely honest. And then we just, like, everyone died, and since it's a church, we brought them here and buried them, and it's like, it seemed like that's what we were doing, but we actually were here to find Sid. Okay. Except for, like, we wouldn't know to find Sid if Alpha Knot hadn't shown up. So, I don't know. There's, like, an A-plot quest that's, like, being hinted at, and then it's convenient that we can get Sid on board because we need him to do this, like, B-plot quest. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know what I'm ragging on. Let's go talk to Sid. The Enterprise. I've heard that name before, but where? Yeah, but where? Where's Square Enix? Where have we heard that name before? Whilst you were catering to the company of buffoons every whim, Don't remind me, Alphanod. I was gathering information on our feathered foe. As a result, I was not present when the Garleans came. Thanks for justifying your absence. I don't really need it justified, but I guess I'll take it. It's nice to have just, like, a nod to, like, why weren't you there? So, yeah, whatever. It's nice to acknowledge things, I guess, even though it wasn't necessary in this case. Alright. Father Iliad has some parting words for you and the others. What a curious twist of fate that Master Sid Garland would at last be found within our church. It defies imagination, I guess. Beg your pardon, Darcy. You wish to find his airship, yes? I mean, we could just take the tiny Bronco. Why do we need the Enterprise? The Enterprise. I know not how much truth there is to it, but there is a tale known as the Final Flight of the Enterprise, which grew popular in the wake of the calamity, much like the Great Gubu Wall of Olda. Why did you include that reference? This story also got popular. What? Why did you say that? Alright, whatever. It states that the Enterprise flew northwest from Credania towards Corthus. If true, the airship would have passed through the North Shroud, likely over Falgord Float, the closest settlement to Corthus. Mayhap the serpents stationed there have records of the events that transpired that day. I had hoped you might rest from your journeys for a time, but I see that the world still has need of you and the Scions. Pray, look after yourself and Sid, Darcy. Cool, we're going to Corthus. I don't think the main plot has taken us to Corthus yet. We have gone to Falgord's Float, which is down, here, which is where we're going. But Corthus is up here, where we haven't been yet in the main quest, I don't think. So that's cool. Let's go. Oh, right, we have to talk to the actual serpents. That makes sense. Is there aught I can assist you with, miss? The Enterprise. You speak of Master Garland's ship, yes? I needn't refer to the records. I know that the airship was sighted overhead 5 years ago, clearly bound for Corthus. What became of it after that, I cannot say. If you wish to know more, pray speak with Vorthart at Florentel's Spire. He was on duty that day and saw it with his own eyes. I'm unsure what it is you hope to accomplish, though. Even should you locate the ship, would you not need a man of Master Garland's caliber to fly it? I hear that the machinery is fiendishly complex. Ding! Cool, bye! Apparently I also have a quest here that I haven't turned in. Right, I remember doing this quest. I'm just like, I'll get there eventually. Turns out I was right. Alright. You've come in search of Vorthart. Well then, well met, for you have found him. Indeed, I have served as a whaler for many years, since before the Great Snows came to Corthus. What exactly is this about? Before the Great Snows came? Is it one of those, like, this is a fantasy world that has no actual Arctic, but the northern side of the map has magically covered in snow? Is it one of those? Why? Why is it that? Like, why isn't there just actually a winter? What? Not even a winter, but like a northern spot that is like colder. I don't know. Maybe the planet's flat. Ah, the final flight of the Enterprise. I do indeed remember that day. It might be. You don't know. Sorry, I was arguing with chat about the world being flat. this world, whatever the planet in this game is called. Forthart wishes to tell you of the final flight of the Enterprise. That's so nice that they wish to tell me that. It was on the eve of the Battle of Cartano, nigh on 5 years ago. I held the spire alone that night, while the bulk of our forces marched to meet the enemy in the field. Then, all of a sudden, the most fantastic airship I'd ever seen splits the sky overhead. I could only watch in shock as it disappeared over the mountains to the northwest. If the Enterprise wasn't destroyed during the calamity, I'd wager it's still somewhere in Corthus. We didn't need to talk to you at all. Yeah, it's somewhere in Corthus. Thanks, that's helpful. The astrologians at the observatorium have records which could help, but to obtain them you would need to deal with the Ishgardians, who control the region. I wouldn't expect much, though. The high houses have long been concerned with their own affairs above all else. When Dalamund descended, they took shelter behind their gates, and even now, they have little regard for the plights of other nations. Nevertheless, they may deign to assist you should you prove yourself useful. Consider providing yourself services to the soldiers, don't worry, I'm sure I'm going to have to, who guard the observatorium. Though they may refuse you at first, I have little doubt they would accept aid freely offered. I must have said that backwards. I doubt they would decline. What did he say? I think he said, I doubt they would accept aid freely offered. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, maybe they mean if you offer, they won't accept taking it for free. They would feel required to compensate you. Maybe that's what he meant. I don't know. Or I misread it. I don't know. So we're on to Corthus. If I recall correctly, Corthus, this is the observatorium. You can see its name is the first dicastrial observatorium of ethereal and astrological phenomena. A very good name for a location. And there's an aetheroid up here that I could teleport to, but there isn't one at the actual observatorium, so it's faster for me just to walk. I say, wasting time explaining that instead of just walking. Anyway, because I have been up here. I've been up here to do fishing. There's some good fishing going on up here. I legitimately super enjoyed this as a fishing location. There's a little spot where you can fish through a hole in the ice that I really want to go back to. I have nothing specific I want to fish there. I like the idea of fishing through the snow, through the ice. It's just kind of cool. It's like the only spot I've seen where you can do that. Anyway, so this is basically what we expected, right? Hey, there are people who might know because it's an observatorium. They probably watched it crash or something. There it is on screen. And they won't give it to you, but you can help them and do a quest, and then, of course, what is it? It's a side quest to prove your worth to these people, to actually do the thing that you care about. I'm a bit more lenient on this. Like, I get it. I'm nobody. Who am I showing up being like, give me your junk, like, show me the thing? But I'm also, like, a world-renowned hero according to everyone else in the game that I've met. It's kind of inconsistent who thinks I'm a hero and who thinks I'm, like, has never heard of me, but whatever. Excuse me, can you repeat that? You wish to offer your services to House Durandare. And what, pray tell, do you wish to receive in exchange? Ha! How absurd. As if we would permit an outsider to peruse the records of the observatorium. Do not mistake our courtesy for friendliness. The holy see of Ishgard may allow foreigners to travel freely within these lands, but we do not intend to offer succor to strangers. Cool. I'm so glad I decided to talk to you. It was definitely, yeah. Why wouldn't? You know what that means. Makeover. New robe. You look like a dork. That's funny. Oh, well. I don't look that much more like a dork than I did before, but I still look like a dork. Alright. Alright, Ludovoy. Sir Ludovoy is doing his utmost to intimidate you into leaving. Please. Look at you. I immediately forgot how I voiced this guy. Oh, wait, no, I think I got it. Hello and have mercy. Are you still here? You may take shelter within our walls if you insist, but do not distract me while I am on duty. We're stretched thin as it is. Oh, stretched thin, do you say? And where in the hell is that knight I sent out on patrol? He should have returned ages ago. Perhaps I have a use for you after all. If you still wish to aid us, search the wilds to the west for my missing man. You will know him by his uniform, that of House Durandare, as is mine. You have a uniform? No, you just have, like, basic armor. What are you talking about? Your heraldry sucks if that's your heraldry. Get on your bike and ride. Ah, found him. I was command you to execute wall. Oh, would it have automatically done that when it walked into the zone? Because if so, this is that thing I was talking about before that I was complaining about. Have you seen my Chocobo destroy people, actually? They scale with your level, so I've, like, done lower content than my levels before, and they just, like, destroy stuff. That was a weird tangent. There's a clip! You should watch it! I want to cut that. I want to clip that without context. There's a clip! You should watch it! Oh, if it wasn't for you, miss, I reckon they would have finished me off. Despicable, dragon-loving bastards. Pugh. Death was a mercy they didn't deserve. Dragon-loving bastards? Do you mean, like, they worship them, or you mean, like... Because, like, don't kink shame is what I'm saying. You know what I'm talking about? Maybe I should hate dragons for some reason. I don't really have a good... I don't have the context, I guess is what I mean. I prayed the rumors were mistaken, but this confirms the worst. I must immediately inform my superiors that the heretics are operating within this region. Fare thee well, friend. No, I'm going that way too. It's cool. This is that thing where it's like, okay, bye, bye, and then you both walk the same direction down the street. Alright. I must say, I didn't actually expect you to find my knight, much less rescue him. I see I may have been premature in my judgment, miss. Yeah, you dingus. I'm a hero. I guess news doesn't get up here to Corthus, does it? Everyone's like, oh, your name is spread across the realm, but like not up here. Not up here to the north. I don't know what I'm talking. I'm like, I don't know. My tone is weird right now. I'm not really sure what I'm going for. Alright, onward. We are a proud people, beholden to tradition, but that does not mean we are without humility. I shall instruct the astrologians to entertain your request. However, understand that it is ultimately their decision whether or not you may peruse their records. Pray proceed to the observatorium and introduce yourself to Ednel. I think that is French, and I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. Weirdly enough, my name is French in this game, which is fun to me. I don't know if I've actually talked about this on stream before, but when naming characters, there's the random button, which gives you an appropriate name to the race you chose, or you can make one up. But it doesn't actually tell you what the, like, naming conventions of your race are. So I looked them up before I made my character so that I could make something appropriate. How do I get upstairs? Okay, I'll just take these stairs and hope that works. What the heck? I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Why am I jumping up the edge here? I had a story I was telling and I got distracted. Can I walk up this snowbank? That would be cool. Well, it'll have to do. Anyway, I don't know how I was supposed to get here. I guess there's a... There were just stairs right here the whole time, it turns out. Anyway. Yeah, so the names are... They look like gobbledygook because they're not in English. Or, like, not... English is not the right way, but like, they're not built on a, like, consonant, vowel, syllable pattern that we, as, like, humans with human language, and I don't just mean English, I mean, like, I don't think there are, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think there's any, like, spoken languages that have a very similar structure to them. But the names, if you translated them, would be... I actually don't know what they would be. But the point is that I'm playing not a... what are they called? Like a Seawolf Rogadon or something? I'm playing a Hellsguard Rogadon. And for some reason, traditionally, instead of having... they chose to translate their names, basically. They're like, oh, my name is these two words together. So I'll translate them, because it's not the sound that I am, it's the meaning that I am. So I don't mind translating it. So when I named my character, I decided, what if I did that, but I didn't translate it into English, I translated it into French. So there's a bunch of French-inspired names in the game, which are mostly, I think, associated with the elves. Which is very funny seeing, like, my name, which is French-inspired, but it's not supposed to be, like, the elf names. It's supposed to be, like, if a Hellsguard, I guess, translated their name for the benefit of, like, the elf speakers? Elven speakers, maybe? I didn't really put that much thought into it, I'm realizing. I'm gonna cut all of this. Okay, I'm here. Ah, the lady come in search of the airship. This is highly unorthodox. Whatever could Sir Ludovoy be thinking? It is true that we maintain meticulous records which stretch back generations. However, because this information is used to chart Dravanian activity, access is strictly controlled. One can never be too careful with heretics and their sympathizers lurking about. So wait, you study, like, astrological stuff for the purposes of understanding dragons and dragon worshippers? Is that what I'm understanding here? And are dragons, like, sort of, like, semi-celestial bodies? But they're, like, celestial bodies that, like, are alive and might attack us? Is that what I'm hearing? Because that's kind of cool. I'm into that. That's, like, an interesting lore bit. I do this all the time where I'm like, oh, hey, do you mean this? And I make up some lore, and it turns out they didn't mean that, and I'm like, I liked the lore I made up on the top of my head better. I should use that in something. Which maybe that's what they meant. I don't know yet. I shouldn't be like, hey, what a cool piece of lore that they didn't actually tell me. But whatever. If you would persist with your inquiries, pray seek an audience with Chief Astrologian Formont, up above. Forlamont. Forlamort. Forlamore? Forlamore, up above. So, Astrologian is actually a class in this game, and I'm really curious what the, like, prereq for that is, and if I theoretically could have actually been an Astrologian before even coming here. I bet it, like, came out with an expansion, so probably it's locked until I finish this quest. And as such, cool, that's probably good. Because it would be really weird to come here and be like, yes, I am Astrologian. Like, stop talking to me as if I, like, don't know what's going on. And that's actually kind of a cool way of having, like, it's not supposed to be a quest-locked class, but it is quest-locked in that it's expansion-locked, because, you know, you bought it into the expansion. You have extra new content, such as new classes. That's kind of cool. Like, I'm kind of into that. I mean, again, I don't know. I didn't check that this is how it works. But it's kind of a cool idea. Like, we come here in the main story of A Realm Reborn, we meet the Astrologans, we think, oh, these things are really cool, they're really cool people, and then the next expansion, you can become one by coming back here after you've, like, bought the expansion or something. That's a cool idea. I'm perfectly okay with that concept. I'm going to talk to some other people before I talk to them. On a clear night, have you perchance looked into the heavens and spied a constellation or cobalt silver stars? I've looked at the stars a lot in this game, and no, I don't remember that happening. That, my friend, is the realm of Helon. In her halls dwell the heroes of Ishgard, those valiant souls who gave their lives to defend us from the Dravian horde. Okay, I actually do love the idea of, in a fantasy setting, having the stars have, like, literal, like, significance. Like, instead of having, like, we've got Earth, and we've got Heaven, and we've got Hell, but having, like, we have Earth, and then we've got the stars, and they, like, are things. They're things that we cannot reach, but we can study. Like, that's really cool. I'm into that a lot. That's the thing you see in Koibu, Neil Erickson's D&D setting, where every constellation is literally a god, but it is not. It's literally a god, but it's also how the god looks from Earth as parsed through, like, the magic of the universe, right? It's not. It's both literally and symbolically the god in a realm that we cannot comprehend as humans. And sometimes in the narrative, the gods leave the, like, celestial realm, and the constellation disappears temporarily. Anyway, this is a weird tangent. If you're ever interested, go check out the Regal Goblins wiki. It's just a wiki, and you could lose yourself in, like, fan-recorded lore from a, like, 10-year-old D&D game. It's rad. Alright. This is gonna be a weird, like, empty section. It's just like, you're reading text, and then it cuts. And, like, why does it cut? Why does the time at the side move by, like, an hour? Don't worry about it. It's fine. Oh, she was done. Oh, great. I went on a whole rant, and she was done. I don't know why that's funny to me, but it is. For Lamort. Yeah, you're an elf. No, absolutely not. Have you any inkling what it is you ask? Were our records to fall into the wrong hands, it could change the course of a war which has raged for generations. I speak not of some mere spat between Southron... Southron? Has that been consistent in this game, or did they typo? What? Southron nations? Interesting. Southron nations. Ours is a holy crusade, and we are the arbiters of Halon's will. Cool. Like, the idea of... Sorry, I'm, like, veering back into this, like, weird tangent of the idea of taking a fantasy setting and making the, like, religious sect, the, like, religious faction of your world be astronomers is, like, a really interesting idea. Now, we've already seen, like, a church where that's not the case, right? Where it's like, we bring the word of God to our, like, the people. And it's a very, like, sort of mundane connection. Because this is just about conveying it to normal people. But then the, like, religious scholars are actually astronomers because the gods are in the stars or something. That's cool! I'm into that! I don't know if that's actually what they're going for or not, but, like, yeah, there's something there. Now, it's obviously setting reliant, right? I'm now thinking about, like, if you were playing D&D, you could totally flavor your cleric or paladin that way, but it wouldn't really make sense unless that was true in your GM setting, right? Like, you don't get to decide that as a player. Unless you're building the campaign world at character creation, which is, like, legitimately the best way of playing D&D, right? You sit down with your players and you say, add cool stuff to the world. It's not baked yet, right? Like, it can change. If you want to insert some weird detail, do it, right? But you have to have that conversation with your GM. It doesn't, you can't just assume that it's okay. You can't show up and be like, hi, my backstory is that I met a dragon and we're best friends. That's kind of a real character I have. And I've never really played them because I don't want to just drop that on a GM without talking to them about it first. All right. I will not put our great nation at risk. Certainly not to help a foreigner locate a missing airship of all things. Is Korthus considered not part of Eorzea? Huh. Or do you mean a foreigner because I'm not from Korthus, even though Korthus is still part of the same, like, nation as a whole? I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure what the implication there is. Pardon for the intrusion, Formal. I wish to speak with you regarding the recent... Oh, I did not realize you had a guest. Inquisitor Gilman! You honor us with your presence, sir. The lady was just leaving. Ah, you must be the one who rescued House Durandar's knight from those heretics. Doubtless they feel indebted to you. I am told you seek an airship last seen in Korthus 5 years ago, yes? You come to us at an inconvenient time, I fear. Much has changed in the intervening years, and little for the better. While I wish you the best of luck in your search, I would also strongly advise caution. The snows can come quickly in Korthus. One moment you may feel as though you have a firm grasp on your surroundings, safe and secure in your knowledge, and the next you may find yourself in a wholly unfamiliar situation, blind to the dangers hidden by the blizzard. It would be wise for you to focus on a single landmark whilst traveling. Do not give in to temptation and deviate from your course. Why didn't you have a funny hat? Or did they and I just missed it? I was not aware you aided House Durandar in that fashion. Thank you, madam. Nevertheless, my decision stands. I cannot give you what you seek. Wow. You know what? I respect this. Usually the like rewards and the like and stuff have no relation to what's going on. They're like, goodbye. Good day, sir. And then they're like, here's $50,000. And it's like, where did this money come from? Clearly you didn't give it to me. And like, no, they're not giving it to me. They're just giving me experience. That's rad. That would be very funny, though, if they're like, I cannot help you. Would you like a new belt? Like, what? Oh, hey, it's this kid. It's this kid I was just talking to. Or maybe I cut out. I don't know. Was that conversation in the VOD? Who knows? Josiah is attempting to attract your attention. Are they? You sure about that? You couldn't have, like, turned the model around so that it was more, that they actually looked like they were, whatever. Stop nitpicking and play the game, Darcy. I don't remember what your voice is. You there, madam. I could not help but overhear your conversation with the chief astrologian. There may be a way I can assist you, but it would require that you perform for me a favor in exchange. So what? You're just like, oh, there's a person who wants something that I might be able to make, do a thing for me? Is this like you want to help me and you think it's only fair that I help you first? Or is it like I want you to help me, and I think I can like take advantage of your need. I think it's probably the second one, and that's like legit. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't trying to imply that is like a ridiculous thing. That is like, why else would you be talking to me? I don't know where I'm going with that. Never mind. An associate of mine has yet to return from the expedition to the cliffs east of the observatorium. Is that every mission out here? Someone got lost in the blizzard. I mean, you'd think they'd be pretty good at navigating but nope, they got lost in the blizzard. I mean, I get it. Blizzards are hard and stuff, but like, I don't live here in the snow place, and you do. So why are you sending me? He was adamant that he could conduct his observations alone, despite the presence of Ixal in the vicinity. If you would seek out this astrologian and confirm that he is well, it would be a great comfort to me. Yeah, I'll go find him and be like, he's fine, and come back. And during the time when I saw him and came back, he actually died. I don't know that, because... Can I just tell you he's fine? Can I just, like, leave and come back? Yeah, no, he's fine. Yeah, totally. I'm going to see what's upstairs in case there's anything. Also, I can probably jump off the roof, and that's fun. Look at this telescope! This is amazing! Look at that guy! How did you get up there? I guess this ladder? Oh, that's really funny to me. It's not even a tall enough ladder. I guess it like tilts. Oh, this is good. This is this giant compass on the side. That's funnier to me than it should be. Woo! Oh, I'm helping this person? Oh, aiding. Look at the aiding bar filling. You know, I have, like, spells for that, but whatever. Oh, what a relief to see someone other than the goddamn Birdman. Then a goddamn Birdman. Alright, sure. I thought I could finish my work whilst the Ixal were away, but they returned far quicker than I anticipated. It was all I could do to hide and hope they might leave again before I froze to... Wait, who are you? You're not one of our knights! A man of House Durandare cannot be seen in the company of an unbeliever. Good day, madam. What do you think I believe in? What makes you think I'm an unbeliever? Do only people who live here believe it? Oh, look at this person also helping this person in a different instance of the world. Oh, he left. Or she did, I'm not entirely sure. I didn't really... Sup, Ixal? So this is what an Ixali looks like, huh? Yeah, I'll take a picture with them, actually. Oh, no, don't walk away. Come on, don't move. No! Ah! I was trying to get a picture of me standing next to this guy. Well, that's fine. Anyway, most monsters in the game won't attack you if you're too high leveled for them, so it's always funny to walk into a region and this person being like, oh no, I'm gonna die, there's monsters around, and I'm like, what are you talking about? These guys are chill, these are my friends. Well, a lot of running back and forth, but you know, that's to be expected. I can't really complain at this point. Like, I know, I mean, I say I can't complain as if I haven't been complaining the whole session, but it's not surprised. Like, I shouldn't act like I'm surprised. Like, yeah, no, I know, you're right. That's normal. Like, why? Yeah, of course. Are they through this door? Oh, hello. Let me just... I could ride my mount up these stairs, which is funny, but I'm not going to. I will be respectful of the astrologians. You know, it's interesting if I compared this to, like, not any other Final Fantasy games, but, like, the Final Fantasy games I'm used to, right? Like, I mean, let's be honest, 8. You'd have a different screen for the downstairs and the upstairs, which means you could have, one screen of movement and go all the way up the tower and still have the tower be tall. But in this case, they want to make sure the tower is tall, but they don't have that, like, ability to cut between screens, right? That's just not part of the presentation of the game. So that's what you have to climb it. Or they'd have to make it really short. And they don't want it to be short. It's a big, tall tower. And I get that. The tower shouldn't be made shorter for my convenience. But also, I don't know, you could have been on the lower floor. That would have been nice. The arrogant fool returned not long before you arrived, muttering about the disgrace of having been rescued by an unbeliever. Serves him right for underestimating the dangers our knights face every day. But you're eager to locate your airship. It may surprise you that by saving him, you have already aided your own cause. House Durandare is quick to regard outsiders with suspicion, as it is their duty to sound the alarm at the first sign of Dravanian aggression. Yet you have already aided them twice, for which they are honor-bound to repay you. Oh. You know, interesting. Like, if that first guy had told me that, right, when we first came here, there was someone who was like, you should just go, like, help people. You should just go there and, like, start helping them, and then they'll, like, you know, they'll probably help you in return. If he'd been like, oh, yeah, they're, like, so far up their own duty that if you, like, help them, they will feel sworn to repay it. As long as you do it twice. Because we can never let you do something in one quest. If you aid them twice, they'll repay it. You aid them once, screw you. Even so, they will not grant you access to the Observatorium records. That is just as well, for there are other ways you might locate your missing airship. What I propose is that you petition Lord Portleman for an official introduction to the other high houses. The word of House Durandare carries tremendous weight in Ishgard, should the captain consent, you would have little trouble obtaining information from the other high houses. Okay, sure, great. See ya. Some guard you are. Just walk right in. Look at all these people. Look at all these This guy's been doing the same quest as me, haven't they? I remember you from earlier. You've got quite the stir in your short time here. First you slay 2 heretics and save a knight, and now I hear you have rescued the man of our house. I imagine you must desire something for your troubles. Did someone just jump off the tower again? An introduction to the other high houses, I cannot deny. What the? Okay. An introduction to the other high houses. I cannot deny that you have given us no cause to distrust you. I'm very distracted right now. Everyone else, get out of here. Everyone go away. Alright. But while you have performed 2 acts, you would have me endorse you to 3 high houses. It is only fitting that you aid us one final time, wouldn't you agree? Give me the option to say no and grab this guy by the neck. Give me that option, game. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll punch this guy out. I usually play the goody route, you know? I don't want to do the whole evil route usually. And this is like the only game I've played that I'm like, you know what? If they gave me the option, I would take it. I would super take it. I want to be mean in this game. And it won't let me. And that's fine. They're trying to tell a story where you're the hero, right? They want to tell the story where you're the hero. And I get that. I super get that. But it's also eye-opening in that I don't know how to write a game that makes you feel like being the villain is a reasonable thing to do, right? It's hard to write a game with a morality system that feels relevant. Usually a morality system is just, why would I bother? I'll just always say the right option. And maybe it feels good to say the right options when the bad option is presented, and maybe that's why. But I don't feel like I've ever seen a written morality system that I felt like really compelled by. And if this had one, I would be compelled, I think. Because I'm so mad at it. And it's like, I don't know what the takeaway there is. Because that doesn't sound like good game design advice of make a game that infuriates your player enough that they want to choose the be a jerk to get it out of content button. I don't know, I think it's very funny. That's a picture right there. What is this? Why is this the preview image? Lord, oh yeah, of course you're a lord. You're one of the high houses. We just talked about this. Why are you not Lord Durandare then? Or whatever the name of the house was. Anyway. Lord Portlemon requires... Hello, bird. Requires that you perform a third task on behalf of House Durandare. Now, I understand you are very eager to find your missing airship. Worry not, for this task should take a woman of your skill but a moment to complete. Not long ago, a porter bound for Skyfire locks was ambushed on the road. Another person. Huh. Sorry, I lost track of where it was. Not long ago, a porter bound for Skyfire locks was ambushed on the road due west of here. Though he escaped with his life, he would very much like his wares as well. On the off chance any portion of his shipment remains, I would have you travel to the scene of the robbery and bring back what you find. What if I find nothing? Will that still count as one of my 3 things? I mean, I will find something because it's a video game, but like, what if I don't? Lest you intend to perform only a cursory search, bear in mind that recovering the stolen merchandise will endear you to House Hallenart, further improving the chances that they indulge your request for aid. Okay, that was actually kind of cool, right? He's not saying I won't do it if you just go and say, nah, couldn't find anything, but he is saying that if I do find something, that even without his recommendation, his, like, introduction, I guess is the right term. Even without his introduction, it will endear them to me. Highland Cuckoo. I'm always amazed at, like, how many people I interact with are like, oh yeah, totally, I played that game. Or totally I did, at least. Like, it's interesting. It hasn't really been that much on my radar, and yet it's like everyone I'm running into these days, like, oh yeah, I totally played that. I'm like, really? Okay. I guess it's one of those, like, you notice things more when you're, like, aware of it, right? Like, just the fact that I'm thinking about the game more now than I was previously means... I will notice it when someone talks about it, whereas previously I wasn't really... just kind of brushed it off. You are being watched. Yeah, they could have done this in that other spot earlier in the... today. That would have been cool. I don't know why they didn't do that. Blech. Sorry, I accidentally walked into your bar. Is this a potion bar? Is that what this is? Or you just happen to have blue and red liqueur? Or liquor. I don't really know the difference between liquor and liqueur, I gotta be honest. I thought there wasn't, and then someone told me there was, and now I don't know what to believe. Have you good tidings to share? Or better yet, stolen merchandise to show? Stolen wares. What? I'm not sure why this isn't stolen wares times 3 instead of it being 3 different items, but whatever. Goods bound for market and stolen by a band of heretics. Same. Okay. This was unnecessary. God's bless you, friend. It's all here. Every last... But wait. The chest over there looks like it might have been pillaged. Bloody hells. That's the personal property of Lord Francel, too. Lord Francel. Are you certain? Clearly an attempt was made to open it, but the lock appears to have held. Nevertheless, if you wish to verify the contents against your shipping manifest, be my guest. Fury, take me, a draconian rosary! Hey, this is that picture that was in the preview. In the possession of Lord Francel? Yet, perhaps this is not so difficult to fathom. House Halinart is whispered to be infested with heretics. Of course it is. Of course it is. But yeah, this is a very funny little bit of like, we are all these like noble houses and ha 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 ha. There's like the slightest chance someone's a heretic. Oh yes, everyone knows they're heretics. Burn them all. Let's go. Let's do some ladder climbing. Like if you actually thought that they were full of heretics before seeing this, you would have talked about this earlier. You know what I mean? Like yeah. Thank you for bringing this matter to my attention. Yes. I shall inform the Inquisitors immediately. Under these circumstances, I must strongly advise against associating with House Halinart. Yeah? Are you gonna keep this for yourself and become like a dragon? Because that would be really funny. Your other introductions will need to be postponed as well. It is the duty of every Ishgardian to root out and destroy heretics. Except for the ones that are heretics. Those ones are not duty-bound to do that. Isn't that weird? All else must wait until this matter is resolved. Cool, thanks for the money. Oh hey, some guy in the back has a quest for me, just conveniently. The Rose and the Unicorn. Sir Carolao has something very important to tell you. Come closer, lass, and listen well. This is for your ears only. Lord Francel is no heretic. He is a goodly, righteous man, wholly dedicated to the cause. I know this, because I served House Halinart for years prior to the calamity. That doesn't actually mean anything, guy. I'm sorry. You know, I think you're right, for the record, but I agree with what you came up with, but not how you got there. You must go to Skyfire Locks and warn him of the coming storm. The Inquisitors are ruthless and will spare him no mercy. Do your Inquisitors not actually like try to confirm suspicion? Because if not, like these noble houses should just be constantly telling each other that they're, oh yeah, that guy, I saw them. They were talking to a dragon. They were doing. You should, Inquisitors, go get them. I saw it. You believe me, right? Like, do they not actually like inquire? Like, is that not what Inquisitor means? Like, that's what Inquisition is, right? Yeah, I think so. That's where the word comes from, right? All right. Speak to him in the Edelweiss. Oh, of an Edelweiss. And, yeah. And he will know you for a friend. Now go. I believe you wholeheartedly, friend. No one would ever lead me astray. I'm a hero. No, that's not the point of them. That's what they want you to think, but no. I mean, okay, sure, fair. I mean, but they can't just constantly be, claiming everyone's a heretic, otherwise everyone would be dead. I got lost again. No, only the people who are pointed out by those with the most money. But they're all noble houses. They should all be pointing at each other all the time, right? And if so, the system breaks down. That's all. Noble house backstabbery. Love to see it. Have the rich eat each other. I don't know what that means. Sorry. Yes, you look as though you have something to say, do you? I seek an audience with the bearers of the white lily. I will go whither the wild rose blooms. Is that an edelweiss in your pocket, or are you happy to meet me? I was told to say something about an edelweiss, but what is that? That's my only option that says, why is my camera shaking so much? I don't know if anyone else is noticing it, but I certainly am. Anyway, sorry. I'm gonna talk about the wild rose again, because I'm just kind of curious. Maybe they'll make me like, maybe they'll be like, what do you mean? Ask me a different thing, but that's fine. I will go whither the wild rose blooms. What an odd thing to say. Or did you perchance receive a blow to the head not long ago? Or is this some queer southern jest? Is that an edelweiss in your pocket, or are you happy to meet me? Yeah, that's the thing. You literally have to say that to progress the main story. Isn't that fun? Isn't that a fun thing that your hero does? You look like a child! Look at this baby! Oh! Okay. I see Sir Carolau has not forgotten my mother's favorite flower. A pity it has not been seen in Corthus since the calamity. You may speak freely here, friend. That's absurd. I would sooner die than become a thrall to the dragons. I mean, if you were a thrall of the dragons, you probably wouldn't have a choice, right? You probably wouldn't be allowed to die. That's... Never mind. Alas, it matters little what I say at this point. Though the draconian rosary was not found in my possession, it will still be considered by many to be proof of my heresy. I must do my utmost to prove my innocence to the inquisitors, for if they harbor even the slightest doubt. This will only add weight to the incessant accusations our house has suffered late. It's as though the gods themselves are plotting our fall. They might be. You risked much in coming here. Did I risk much coming here? Why'd I do it then? I don't know you. It is only proper that I recompense you for this deed. Tell me what you desire, and I shall do my best to provide it. A missing airship? I see. It may require a prolonged effort to locate your quarry, especially considering people think I'm a heretic now, so I don't really have access to the resources that I would normally need, but it'll work anyway for some reason. I shall direct you to one in a better position to assist you. Okay. I spoke too soon. Lord Harkfont. Harkafont? Harshafon. Lord Harshafon of House Fortams commands the garrison at Camp Dragonhead. Present to him this letter of introduction, and he will surely be receptive to your needs. People won't be thinking that I'm a heretic there yet. It will take time for word to spread. Am I sassy tonight? Alright. If you say so. Ding! I did it. I did it.